Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual on Firstpost, where we get you the top 50 stories from around the world. I'm Alison Lagrange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin. In our top stories today, Ukraine fired over 140 drones at Russia overnight, killing a woman in Moscow and injuring several others. The Russian Defense Ministry said that it intercepted 144 Ukrainian drones in total. 4 airports in Moscow cancelled or delayed flights earlier today due to the Ukrainian attack. The United States has warned Iran of consequences amid reports of the country supplying weapons to Russia. This comes after the European Union received intelligence about Tehran's plan to supply ballistic missiles to Moscow. The US and EU said this would be a significant increase in Iran's support for Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Although the claim was rejected by Tehran, it was not openly denied by the Kremlin. Gaza officials said an Israeli strike hit the Al-Mawasi humanitarian zone in Khan Younis. At least 40 people were killed and about 60 were injured. A search is underway to find 15 others who have gone missing. The Israeli military said it had hit a Hamas command center operating from Khan Younis. And polls opened in Jordan's parliamentary elections earlier today. This comes amid a volatile situation in West Asia. Voting is taking place for the first time since a reform was passed in 2022, according to which the number of seats in the House was increased. The law allocated more for women and also lowered the minimum age for candidates to contest elections. Despite these drastic reforms, the voting has been overshadowed by the war in Gaza. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken landed in the United Kingdom late on Monday. He arrived in London at the start of the week of diplomacy with the Keir Starmer-led government. Blinken is set to hold talks with British officials and to discuss Ukraine and tensions in West Asia. He is also expected to speak to the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Foreign Secretary David Lammy. And UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer will become the first British leader to address the annual meeting of Britain's trade unions in 15 years. Starmer's Labour Party is promoting the speech as a strong sign of its rule after almost 15 years of Conservative rule. The Labour Party has associated with trade union organisations that contribute a huge amount to the party's income. And India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has called for a ceasefire in Gaza as soon as possible. He said this while addressing the first India Gulf Cooperation Council Foreign Ministers meeting in Saudi Arabia's capital of Riyadh. Jaishankar said that the situation in Gaza is a major concern and reaffirmed India's stance on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Germany has tightened its border controls and curbed irregular migrant inflows. This after several suspected Islamist attacks sparked public rage and triggered pressure on the government. Temporary controls would be extended to Germany's all-land borders with its EU neighbours. The German government has said that the move will protect against acute dangers of Islamist terrorism. And former US President Donald Trump and US Vice President Kamala Harris will clash in their first televised debate today. The debate stands as a big bid for both contenders ahead of the US presidential election. US Vice President Harris is set to connect with voters who are not very familiar with her. On the other hand, Trump is set to target Harris over critical issues such as the economy and immigration. The much-awaited US presidential election is set to take place on the 5th of November. The man accused of opening fire on 12 vehicles and wounding 5 people on the 7th of September in the U.S. state of Kentucky had conspired more, according to the warrant affidavit filed in court. Just 30 minutes before the shooting, he vowed to, quote-unquote, kill a lot of people. The accused has been identified as a 32-year-old man named Joseph Couch. Now, he also added that he will kill himself after shooting the others. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un said that the country is moving towards increasing its nuclear arsenal. He made the comment during the 76th anniversary of the country's founding day. The North Korean leader said the strong military presence is needed to face various threats by the United States and its allies. He added the decision would strengthen the country's ability to face any challenges imposed by its nuclear-armed rivals. And Pope Francis received a grand welcome in the Southeast Asian nation of East Timor. He visited a school for children with disabilities in the capital of Dili. Now, large crowds of Catholic worshippers gathered in Dili for an open-air mass with the Pope. It is expected that over half of the country's population will participate in the event. The Pope is in the country as a part of a 12-day trip to Southeast Asia and Oceania. And Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese vowed to enact a minimum age on social media websites. The country is planning to ban children who are younger than 14 or 16 years of age from using social media. The move aims at getting children away from their devices due to concerns over their mental and physical health. The country would execute an average age verification trial before introducing the minimum age laws for the social media this year. And in climate news, some Pacific islands have taken a step towards curbing environmental destruction. Vanuatu, Fiji and Samoa are pushing ecocide to be recognized as an international crime. They have submitted a proposal to the International Criminal Court. If that is accepted, individuals responsible for major environmental damage can be prosecuted. And Scotland's Sphinx snow patch is melting for the fourth year in a row. The snow patch is a remnant from the last ice age. It is used to rarely melt, with only 3 melts in the 20th century. Experts say it was once 34 to 50 meters long. At this time of year, the Sphinx has been monitored since the 1800s due to its historical significance. And floods triggered by torrential rains have killed at least 18 people in Morocco. The casualties were reported in the provinces of Tata, Tiznit, Arachidia, and Tingir and Taradant. Now, authorities said that 4 people went missing last week. Electricity, phone networks, and water supply have also been disrupted in several villages. An out-of-control wildfire in South California continues to rage on. Over 10,000 people have received evacuation orders. As of yesterday, the blaze had burned more than 20,000 acres of forest land. The so-called line fire is spreading rapidly, with only 3% of it being contained. It has threatened businesses and homes in the San Bernardino County of California. And Brazilian firefighters and experts arrived in Bolivia to assist with raging wildfires. The forest fires have consumed over 9.3 million acres in the country so far. Bolivia has declared a national emergency in light of the situation. Brazil sent around 60 firefighters and experts to help Bolivia manage the situation. And more personnel from Chile and France are also expected to arrive. A river in Brazil's largest city of Sao Paulo turned green due to severe drought. The drought lowered the water levels in the river's tributaries, leading to a reduced flow. This in turn has caused the algae growth, causing the discoloration. Now, the Pinheiros River, which runs through Sao Paulo, is the most polluted in Brazil. And a river in Paraguay has reached its lowest water level in more than a century. This was caused due to a severe drought in the Amazon. The river's water level dropped 89 centimeters below the benchmark. It is the lowest recorded level in 120 years. And on to business and tech news now. Tech giant Apple has unveiled the new lineup of its flagship product, the iPhone 16. The phone boasts Apple's new artificial intelligence capabilities. The iPhone 16 and 16 Plus come with the new chipset called the A18. Apple claims it enhances the iPhone 16's performance by up to 30% over the iPhone 15. The new phones also come with a new camera control button, which allows users to zoom in on objects. And the tech giant has also introduced new Apple Watches and AirPods with health-focused capabilities. Meanwhile, Apple's Chinese rival Huawei revealed a new look for its smartphone featuring a trifold display. The phone was called the Mate XT, and it's unveiled just hours after Apple launched its iPhone 16 series. Huawei first revealed the Mate XT last month. It features a double-hinged display that can open up into a 10-inch screen. The phone was put up for pre-order last week. So far, it has received 3.3 million orders. And the trial against Google's dominance in the online advertising sector began in the U.S. state of Virginia yesterday. The lawsuit is brought by the U.S. Justice Department in collaboration with several states. On the first day of the trial, the prosecutors allege that Google dominated online advertising technology by controlling competitors and consumers. Now, they claim that Google funds the flow of news on websites using online ads, and the tech giant allegedly eliminated competitors through acquisitions. And American electronics manufacturer Jabil plans to invest in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. The firm will set up a manufacturing facility in the Trichy with an investment of over $238 million. The Tamil Nadu government says the investment is expected to create about 5,000 jobs in the state. Jabil manufactures electronic components for companies like Apple, Cisco, and HP. And South Korean battery maker Samsung SDI is selling its polarizing film business to a Chinese firm, Wuxi Shenxi in Option Electric Materials. Now, the deal is estimated to be worth over $836 million. The polarizing films are used in smartphones, tablets, TVs, and vehicle displays, and it controls the amount of light that passes through the LCDs. Samsung SDI says it wants to focus on making materials for semiconductors, OLEDs, and batteries. And plane maker Boeing is reportedly delaying the production target for its 737 MAX jets by 6 months. The company has informed its suppliers regarding the delay, and this comes as Boeing has been facing increased regulatory scrutiny over the quality of its jets. The U.S. aviation regulator has capped Boeing's production rate after a mid-air door panel blowout incident earlier this year. And Canadian flagship carrier Air Canada has warned of a potential operation shutdown later this month. The airline has been struggling to reach a new contract deal with its pilots. While negotiations are ongoing, Air Canada says the two sides remain far apart. The airline has said that if no deal is reached by Sunday, the workers could go on strike. And French luxury firm LVMH has appointed British designer Sarah Burton as the new creative director for its Givenchy label. And Burton will be joining LVMH after working with rival Alexander McQueen for over 3 decades. She is also known for designing wedding dress of Princess of Wales Kate Middleton. But Burton's predecessor, Matthew M. Williams, left Givenchy 3 years ago, and since then the post has remained vacant. An American investment banking giant Goldman Sachs has warned of a revenue slump in the third quarter of this year. Now, the firm's CEO, David Solomon, said that Goldman Sachs' revenue from stock market deals could decline by up to 10% between July and September. He cited sluggish market conditions in August for the expected revenue drop. Goldman Sachs more than doubled its profit in the second quarter of this year. And reports say that Alan Shaw, the CEO of American rail operator Norfolk Southern, is expected to step down. This comes after the firm launched an investigation against him. Shaw is accused of potential workplace misconduct. He was appointed as Norfolk Southern CEO in 2022. And moving on to sports news, and we start with cricket. Sri Lanka won the third and final test by 8 wickets against England at the Oval. Sri Lanka reached their target of 219 runs in the last innings comfortably. Patam Nissanka scored an impressive century to guide them toward victory. It was also Sri Lanka's first win on English soil in a decade. And the first day of the New Zealand-Afghanistan test in India's Greater Noida was cancelled. It was because of wet conditions from overnight rain. Although it didn't rain yesterday in Greater Noida, the bowlers' run-up area and outfield were wet. Umpires made multiple inspections before calling off the day's play. And Pakistan's Cricket Board, or the PCB, plans a major review of its international and domestic cricket to revive the country's cricketing standards. A connection camp will be held in Lahore on the 23rd of September to kickstart the review. Head coaches Gary Kirsten and Jason Gillespie, along with PCB chairman Mohsin Naqvi, will attend the camp. And cricketers like Shah Masood and Babar Azam will also be present. In football, Martin Odegaard suffered a serious ankle injury in Norway's 2-1 Nations League win over Austria. Odegaard left the pitch after a collision with an Austrian player and received treatment for several minutes. Norway's coach, Ståle Solbakken, has described the injury as severe, and he confirmed it was an ankle sprain. And captain Harry Kane will earn his 100th England cap against Finland in the Nations League. The 31-year-old, who debuted in 2015, is England's all-time top scorer with 66 goals in 99 matches. Kane will be the first player to reach 100 caps since Wayne Rooney in November of 2014. He plays for Bayern Munich, and this marks a significant milestone in his international career. And Real Madrid striker Rodrigo expressed disappointment at not making the 30-man shortlist for the 2024 Ballon d'Or. The 23-year-old forward scored 17 goals and provided 9 assists in 51 appearances for last season. His Real Madrid teammates Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. were nominated. Rodrigo believes that he deserved a nomination like his Real Madrid teammates. And about 50 Italian fans dressed in black turned their backs during Israel's national anthem before a Nations League match in Hungary. The fans displayed an Italian flag with Libertà, meaning freedom, written on it, along with the banners featuring black sashes. And the Israel-Italy game took place at the Bozic Arena in Budapest. Italy won the match 2-1 against Israel. In tennis news, the 2024 US Open witnessed the highest number of spectators in the tournament's history. It drew over 1 million fans to the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. The tournament saw an 8% attendance increase compared to last year. Celebrities like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce also graced the men's final match. And the Australian government has announced that all national and state-level sports organisations should have an equal number of men and women on their boards. The government expects this to be implemented by 2027. If any organisation fails to do so, then they will risk having their funding withheld. And Australia will launch its biggest ever athletic talent search for the 2032 Brisbane Games. Now, these athletes will participate in the 2023 Brisbane Olympics and Paralympics, and according to officials, no previous sporting experience is required to apply. The talent search program will take place in all major cities. And in entertainment news now, Oprah Winfrey will be hosting a live stream rally to support Kamala Harris in the US presidential election. The event is called Unite for America. It will be held with around 400 live audience members on the 19th of September, and the event will be simultaneously streamed online. American musician Jack White has sued U.S. presidential election candidate Donald Trump. He has accused Trump of flagrant misappropriation of his song, Seven Nation Army. Trump's campaign used the song in a video clip uploaded online where the Republican nominee is seen walking. The Seven Nation Army is a song by the White Stripes, an American rock duo of Jack White and Meg White. And Hogwarts fans have rejoiced as HBO has begun casting for the upcoming Harry Potter TV series. The makers are looking for a new Harry, Ron and Hermione. They want actors from the UK and Ireland who are 9 to 11 years of age. The makers also said that they are committed to inclusive and diverse casting. And Canadian singer and songwriter The Weeknd has announced a new single. It is titled Dancing in the Flames. He performed it during his concert in Brazil last week. The song will release this Friday. And according to reports, actor Adriana Mitchell has been roped in to play a role in the upcoming comedy series Crutch. Actor Tracy Morgan will star as the lead role in the series. The show was announced in May of this year, and the cameras will start rolling in New York this month. The production of The Good Omens final season has been suspended. This comes after the showrunner Neil Gaiman was accused of sexual assault by multiple women. The shooting was about to begin in Scotland when the makers decided to hit the stop button. And American filmmaker Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to direct the upcoming Spider-Man 4 film. He has helmed movies like Shang-Chi and Just Mercy and The Glass Castle. Cretton has also co-created the upcoming Wonder Man mini-series. Most likely, Tom Holland will reprise his role as Spider-Man in this part as well. And American actor and comedian Rob Corddry has been promoted to series regular for Bookie Season 2. He was a part of the first season as a guest, and the story is of a veteran Los Angeles bookie whose business is under threat as the California government looks to legalize sports gambling. The upcoming season will begin streaming in December this year. American actor James Earl Jones has passed away at the age of 93. His agent confirmed the news of his passing. He lent his voice to the Star Wars supervillain Darth Vader. Jones starred in several films like Field of Dreams, Coming to America, and The Lion King. He is survived by his son. And Kate Middleton, British Princess of Wales, has completed her preventative chemotherapy course. In a video released by the British royal family, Middleton expressed that she feels relieved now. She announced in March earlier this year that she had been diagnosed with cancer. And with that, we have come to the end of this edition of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.
Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Garland and you're watching.
It's over! He's done it again!